Welcome to Raw Talk. Hope you're all doing well. I'm definitely feeling better. After I was in the hospital for a few hours, I had scratched up my cornea. Don't ask. It's all good. The Bloodline and the Judgment Day joint forces, and I believe it was only for the day. However, it was interesting still to see because it's not often, at least in recent memory, that I can think of where factions or just people in general that are on the same side, like heel, you know what I mean? Like sort of being against each other or faces against each other. I mean, obviously it does happen here and there, but this was interesting. And it was just awkward to constantly keep having Rhea looking at Solo because, you know, that whole thing, right? It's not like you're going to have nowadays Solo Sokoa just, you know, thumb in the throat, right? This ain't the Randy Orton RKOing Stacy Keebler days, right? I don't think they do that anymore. So it was like, why are they even tickling that idea? So anyhow, still weird when they do the whole, oh, we'll take care of your Rey Mysterio problem. It's like, why don't you just take care of the problem? Like, why'd they swap problems? Just doing a match with somebody doesn't solve the problem. Anyhow, then Solo Sokoa defeats Rey Mysterio. That was all right. Again, always a pleasure to see Rey Mysterio. Solo is doing definitely pretty good. Bianca Belair defeating Dakota Kai. I mean, I would have rather seen Io Sky, naturally. I just think she's a better performer. Bianca's definitely incredibly good at what she does. So, I mean, it was like no question who was going to win here. This was interesting. Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. The match is now made official in Puerto Rico. Right? Yeah. For WWE. For WrestleMania Backlash. What was interesting is usually it's the security that's holding Brock Lesnar back, not Cody Rhodes. And then Brock just comes out kind of looking like a half cowboy, half Undertaker, you know, with the trench coat and all that. And I was just like, what the heck is going on? And he's just smiling. He didn't make an attempt to charge Rhodes. I would have loved to have seen a little bit more rather than trying to make Cody Rhodes look like what Brock Lesnar usually looks like, which is this crazy monster that needs like 20 security guards or whatever, okay? So that to me was just a bit bizarre. Can't wait to see the match though. Seth freaking Rollins defeats The Miz, and yeah. I mean, it's two people that I like a lot that are just solid performers. And as always, when you watch their match and you actually really under the microscope look at it, you'll realize sometimes just how great they are when you see other people that may not quite have the polish and the finesse that they have. Right? So there's other wrestlers that I might be like, they're all right. Well, they're actually really good. It's just that these guys are on a whole other level. So, and again, yeah, with that. Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory. Would have been nice to just kind of let this end, like with a proper match. And then, fine, have Bronson Reed come in after doing his thing. When he did his tsunami thing, I think that's what they just called it, a tsunami there, where he just jumps off the top rope. You know, when you're a big guy like that, like you can seriously fuck someone up. And it just, again, a testament to the skill in the ring, because you might be hard pressed to understand just how difficult it could be to properly land that without actually putting all your weight on there, or you can like cave in somebody's rib cage, right? So yeah, again, I'm impressed with Bronson Reed. Can't wait to see what the future brings for him. Serious contender. Don't let the non-Finn Balor, Bobby Lashley physique fool you into thinking that that's what you got to look like, right, to be a good performer. And then Trish Stratus explained she was the one that attacked Lita. We kind of figured that. She wasn't getting the thank yous. It's an okay promo. I like her, one of the OGs of the women division, and it's so true what she said. Back in her day, women's division was a joke, and she was one of the original trailblazers. I would have liked Becky and or Lita to come out, whatever, but they didn't. It was just her solo. It'll be nice to see where this goes, because Lita I think it's going to be scheduled for Trish to be taking on Becky at some point. I don't know where Lita's going to be in this. She just going to ride off into the sunset. I'm not too sure because they're women's legends. They're like retired, kinda. It'll just be, the word's coming. I don't know how long they're going to stick around for. Whereas like Rey Mysterio, he's a legend, but he wants to stick around for another couple of years. So yeah, I'm invested in this, like I said. Chelsea Green, yeah, Sonya Deville defeated Candice LeRae and Mitchin, and they are going to be taking on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. And this will sound rude, but to me, Liv and Raquel are just so good. Again, that polish, that finesse. And there's a kind of, oh man, I hate being a critique. But with Chelsea, I kind of feel like there's a bit of like she's a good worker in the ring. She's safe and all that. But sometimes I feel like there's a lot of flowing issues. Like there's some hesitation, some momentary awkwardnesses. And I get that from Dakota Kai as well. But the others, I don't get that from at all. Like I said, Liv and Raquel are like, I love that team. It's very, very good. They're great. And I just, no offense, don't see Chelsea and Sonya taking the belts. I don't think there's enough, like I said, polish or finesse for that to happen. But you never know. You never know. And then Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Matt Riddle, they defeated the Judgment Day. This, to me, was the highlight. Again, with Roman Reigns not around, that really bugs me, the whole part-time thing, hijacking 2 belts. I know I've complained about that a lot, but it needs to be said. And I've had people, not a lot, a couple people, message me on Twitter saying, hey, what do you think of this part-time shit? It's the same thing with Brock Lesnar. I love Brock Lesnar. I mean, I love all these people as people. Right now, their characters, obviously, I'm going to dissect and get very critical. I made a comment about Damage Control. I was like, yeah, nobody cares about them. In other words, because they made a fix to the game that's going to be coming in the update. And I'm like, what? That's not a pressing matter compared to a laundry list of other shit. Some people are like, don't be a hater, bro. It's like, yeah, you need to calm the fuck down. I don't hate any, except for Ryback. Ryback. Fuck that guy. In real life. Again, when I critique these people, it's not like them as a person. Don't be a Mark now, okay? Be a Peter or a John or anybody else, just not a Mark. If you are a Mark, change the K to a C so that you're the French Mark, and then that'll make it a little bit better. So I really liked this match a lot, and then it ended with LWO coming out, and it was just a whole melee with the Bloodline. Again, Roman Reigns nowhere to be seen, and that shit pisses me off. Again, I'm not mad at Roman Reigns, the actual human being. So yeah, I had fun watching this. Again, there's something. Oh, this was funny. I got a recap on this. This little moment, this little segment with Riddle. He's like, yo, no, bro, I got something to tell you, man. I'm just gonna wrap up my toe, and I'm just gonna give it to Solo, and it's gonna be the toe, bro. And then Kevin's like, what? And then, of course, Matt Riddle's like, seriously? No, I ain't messing around here. Anyways, the toe, bro. It was funny. Watch that be a t-shirt now. Right? And then Paul Heyman comes backstage with the Judgment Day. That was a little bit weird for a second. This, again, quickly was funny. Maxime Dupree and, Chad fighting over Otis and just that whole thing, that little mini storyline going on. I'm intrigued. Not interested, I'm intrigued. I got to use a new word to see where that is going to end up. And then Boogs and Elias, they didn't wrestle. Not that I remember. It was a couple hours that I watched this, so I'm trying to like, were they on there? No, they were just backstage talking about the draft quickly. Again, love these two together. I play guitar, good for me. They also play guitar, they're very good. And I just like them together. As simple as that. Now, in closing, I've already made a video on this, like a dedicated video to the whole McMahon and his creative control and all this shit. He emailed the entire WWE that saying that Triple H is solely in charge of creative. And again, the reason why I talk about this a lot, why everybody seems to be talking about it a lot, is not because I'm fishing for an extra 35 views on my channel, okay? It's because it's confusing. You see, right here, as per Mike Johnson, reported that McMahon was backstage for Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, and he was firmly in charge, again, rewriting multiple parts of the script, even in the middle of the show. But then he completely backed off, and then, let's just kind of read it super duper quick. Despite rumors and speculation regarding Chairman Vince McMahon's influence on creative decisions, President Nick Khan of WWE said this week that McMahon views Triple H as the unquestioned head of creative. And during an interview on Live Shed Live, Steve Carrier of Ringside News, Khan said McMahon sent a company-wide email stating that Triple H is the sole chief creative officer and that McMahon himself would not be seeking input on creative decisions. Khan added the caveat that McMahon and Triple H have had long working relationship, obviously dating back to the 90s, meaning McMahon's advice and expertise is obviously always available to Triple H at all times if he so chooses to seek it. Last summer, McMahon retired, blah, 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 the whole thing. Then his daughter came back for a little bit. Then Triple H became the new head of creative, and then it's been red hot ever since. The WWE is a product. People are better revenue records and all that. And then when McMahon returned to WWE in January so he could oversee the potential sale of the company, right? And we talked about that, merging with UFC. It's kind of almost as if McMahon came in for a last hurrah and was like, I'm coming in here, damn it. You're fired. Whatever. I don't know. That's the kind of... Like, he's been doing this for so long, it's like, like when wrestlers come out of retirement for a little bit, like Edge or Triple H when he came out and, he's like, man, I got to tell you something. When you step out through that curtain and you get to chant the roar of the crowd, you never, ever, ever get tired of that, right? But with McMahon, it's weird because it's not like he's coming out and getting a standing ovation. He's doing things remotely from home or backstage. Nobody even knows he's there except for a couple people. So it's like, what is it about what he's been doing for almost half a century that he all of a sudden felt like, you know what? This might be my last time. Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. It's the biggest Raw of the year practically. I'm going to come in there and just fuck shit up a lot and piss people off. It makes no sense. Why to do that? I don't get it, because the following SmackDown and the following Raw after that, and now this one here, it doesn't appear like we got the McMahon touch to the show. So anyhow, it's still causing concern among a large portion of the WWE fan base, although McMahon reportedly had not been backstage ever since the Raw after Mania. It's still been reportedly reviewed that he reviews the scripts remotely instead, but doesn't really give much input. And then in closing here from the Bleacher Report, it says the true nature of McMahon's involvement remains somewhat unclear, but WWE continues to publicly push the narrative that creative decisions remain in Triple H's hands. And again, for the millionth time, if I was McMahon, I'm thinking to myself, this is my baby. This is like my product, something I've been working on for decades. Fine. My son-in-law, Triple H, seems to be handling this better. You know what? I'm glad. This is good. I can relax now. I can attend to shows. I don't have to work my ass off, or, you know what I mean? Like, why come in and shake the pot a little bit and have people on edge wondering what the hell's going on? I don't know. But I wanted to end with that bit because I didn't want to make another separate video on this. I kind of wanted to end off a little bit of the rant with it. And again, link down below to credit Bleacher Report for posting this article. As always, if you liked the video, thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. You didn't like it, a thumbs down. And as always, we bend it in half, twist it, snap it off inside of your ass. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally, that would be fantastic now, wouldn't it? But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.